go ahead and start out. Tell me a little short biography about your city.
All right. Thanks, Matt. I'm a lifelong resident, city of Ottumwa, with the exclusion of 1969 through 72 when I was in the military. I started my military career as a civil engineer. Got out in 72, late 72. Went to work for Deere & Company, joined the Air National Guard, retired there in 2004 as a weapons manager, E7 Master Sergeant. I retired from John Deere 2002. Public Works, I did 7 years with the street department. Retired last year, was a year ago, the 26th of September. So currently, right now, I'm retired, but I'm working as a volunteer for different organizations around town.
All right. So why would you like to be elected for city council?
I've had people ask me that, and some of them laughed and said, "You must be crazy." Well, I'm running because I believe in Ottumwa. And over my many years here, I've acquired a wealth of knowledge and resources that I think are an asset to the community. Why I'm running for city council? Because I believe in Ottumwa. I believe we have a great future. I think we're right on the threshold of really getting some positive growth here. Continuing growth and development, Matt, are within our reach. I think it's going to take considerable work, though. We're facing some serious challenges in the next 4 to 5 years. And I think I can be a benefit to the city of Ottumwa. And I've been a volunteer all my life, both with my military career and the different organizations, and in talking with the citizens of Ottumwa while I worked for the street department. And I voiced my concerns, and I listened to their complaints, obviously. But they encouraged me to go beyond and to run for city council. And of course, at the time, I was working for the city and didn't really feel it would be good to do that then. But when I retired, I didn't have any reason to not make an attempt. I'm not a politician. I don't have any political aspirations to take Mayor Lazio's job or anything. I just want to do my part, and I think I can as a city councilman.
So let's talk about your past experience working with community organizations or local governments.
Okay, well, as far as my local government, haven't done much there. Through my service with the military, I've had a lot of experience working with the government. I did 9/11 duty after the attack on the Twin Towers, and I had the opportunity to interact with people at various levels of government there. I have helped accomplish things through organizations such as the Elks, Isaac Walton, the Department of Natural Resources. I'm a hunter education instructor. I've done that for approaching 30 years. Court-appointed special advocate for children in need for 5 years. I like working with the veterans group. That's what I really find my calling as here in the Elks organization. So I know how things work in the community. I've not been a city councilman before, and I've never, as I said, I've never had aspirations for political life, but I think I know how to work through the city.
Let's talk about your top 3 most important concerns for Ottumwa, which motivates you to run for city council.
Wow. Fiscal responsibility, and that's long term. I've got that in parentheses. I know we have to spend money. We have to do things. We have to meet our obligations, but we've got to continue to look down the road, and we've got to manage our finances based upon the current trend, not what expected growth, expected revenues are. We have to make provisions for the future and how to deal with it. I don't see a lot of that today in government, and I'm not really involved in it locally, but I don't see a lot of that here either. Economic growth and development, encompassing both small local business and major industries, new businesses. I love to support the local economy. I don't spend money anywhere else if I can help it. But we've got to get other sources in here. It's critical. We've got to maintain services for our community, police, fire department, public works. I think that's critical too. We have to never forget that and the priorities that it has.
Okay, so let's talk about Ottumwa's housing situation. That's been a hot topic this election. A lot of people really want to address that. So what are your concerns with Ottumwa's housing situation?
Well, we've had an influx of people in Ottumwa. Housing's always been an issue. It is in every community, let's face it, to some level. I see a great need for maintaining fixed income housing here, providing for low income, and that's great. But also growth in residential family dwellings, both in the area of refurbishing and maintaining existing homes, and in the area of new home construction. That's our tax base. We've got to encourage new homes. We've got to encourage development of the existing homes to keep them in that tax base. I believe it's critical that we maintain all our residential areas to the best of our ability too. It's a personal responsibility, Matt, to all of us. And what that means is we take care of what we have. We develop a sense of pride, of ownership in Ottumwa. And that, in turn, will help foster growth in areas that we won't even be able to imagine. I believe it's a direct link to growth and new business commitments in our community. If a new business comes in and they see a sense of pride and commitment, they'll be willing to invest their time and their resources in this community. So we as citizens of Ottumwa have a responsibility. We don't just need answers. We need to be a part of the solution.
Well, we talked about some of the problems that need to be addressed here, but there are some good things happening in Ottumwa. So what are some good things that you see happening in Ottumwa that are signs of a healthy city?
I see renovation, revitalization. There are good signs. People are taking an interest in our community, working with different organizations. I believe in that. I believe in working together as a community and not relying upon the government for everything, but to look at different sources, different ways to help our city. I see renewed interest in the airport. I see people utilizing our facilities that we do have more. I want to push for more, though. I want more involvement, and I want people to be a part of it. That's really what it comes down to. Main Street down here, let's keep pushing. Let's see what we can do to expand and improve even more in these areas.
So what are some areas that you think would be a great opportunity for redevelopment? You mentioned it a little bit in that previous answer, but...
Okay. Well, I want to back up just for a second, though. When you say what's going on that's good, Job Corps, Indian Hills, Buena Vista, public school system, the Ottumwa Regional Airport, these are good things that are going on. The reason I mentioned that is I want to go back into that. The airport is a good example. We have businesses, not just in our community, Matt, but we have surrounding communities that utilize that airport. A lot of people don't know it. It's 5,885 feet long, 150 feet wide is our main. We need a longer runway. Since I am Air Force, retired military, I think one of the smallest, what I'd call commercial liners that we'd have requires about 9,000 feet of runway. We want to bring growth and big business here. We've got airport businesses, FedEx I believe is out there. We've got potential for growth at the airport that could bring in major businesses, major industry. But we've got to provide them a hub. If they can't land their aircraft here, and they're going to have to be able to move in quickly and do things, that's something we need to look at. The answer to it, I don't know yet. That's something I'd have to get into. But I am familiar with technology, and I know that we've got to push for that. It represents a great challenge, but it's one that we've got to consider in the future. The infrastructure of our streets, our hydro. We're going to have some decisions that we have to make that are going to be kind of tough over there too in the near future. I'm hearing the Corps of Engineers is going to change their mandates for the river. So we're going to have to be ready. That's where the fiscal responsibility comes into play and trying to make plans for the future.
Anything else that you would like to add or say that we left out?
I don't think so. I think I've answered every one of your questions, I hope. I just would like to add, though, that, you know, this is something that I've had a passion to help Ottumwa. I grew up here, and I don't have all the answers. And the city council, the mayor, our local government, they get a lot of flack. I know, working in the street departments, I found that to be, it's just the way it is. I think they've done a heck of a job, though. I really do. Is there room for improvement? Yeah. Have we made mistakes? Sure. But you know, without making mistakes, you never learn. And I was always told, too, if you don't make a mistake once in a while, you're not doing anything. So anybody that's willing to go into public service, I commend them, because it's a big challenge and a big sacrifice.
All right. Thanks so much for taking the time to come in and speak with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me here.